Hey, what's up, Unbroken Nation? You mentioned the word struggle. What did you learn about yourself through struggle, especially during that time, and even today? Like, what do you learn about? What do you understand? What was maybe the most valuable lesson for you in struggle?
For me, the most valuable part is the fact that I could be a mental. It strengthens you mentally.
Mm,
For that struggle does do that. So like I tell people that working out isn't necessarily for me to keep my weight down and be strong and be fit and look good at the beach. That is all a consequence of everything. That's great, but for me, it's a mental thing. Like if I'm saying, all right, I'm going to do 10 laps around this track. Okay, I want to get those 10 laps. I don't want to give up. I don't want to stop at 8. And the reason I am able to continue doing that is because of the struggles that I went through, that I didn't give up. I didn't just sit there and say, this is hard. Like I just want to give up. I just want to walk away. I want to go have fun. I don't want all this responsibility. Uh, at the same time, those struggles taught me, look in the mirror. You did this. You can't blame anyone. So it's not like I talk to a lot of people now, especially some youth, high school students, and they say, "Hey, we don't have the opportunities, man. There's nobody, giving us, we have stimulus checks and stuff like that, but there's no jobs out there for Black people like me. Like, no. There's no excuses. We got to go ahead and make the best of what our opportunity is. There's going to be some unfair advantages towards us, okay, but we gotta deal with it. We gotta pull our big boy pants on and then go out there and figure out a way to get to make it work and do the best that we can, because for me, that's what the struggle did, is just to sit there and say, "I can't blame anyone. Let's get through this. Let's figure it out," and then go from there, because at the end of the day, you're struggling. It can be lonely, but the other part of it is there are people out there to help out. That's what nonprofits are out there for. That's what some of these government programs are there for, is because there are people that want to help you have a better life. You just have to be courageous enough to let them know, I could use some help.
mm. Yeah, that's a really strong point. A, a lot of people want to give up when things get hard, because it's easy. Like really, let's call it what it is. It's easy to give up when life is difficult, when your back's against the wall, when you got $7, for diapers to your name, when everything seems to be tumultuous and exhausting. And and here's what's really interesting. I think that whether you are rich or you're poor or you're in between, whether you grew up in, a great home or a poor home or whatever your race may be, like there's struggle in this thing,
Mhm.
like for everybody. And, I don't know about you, but I didn't wake up with a roadmap in my hand that said, this is the way that you live. It's like, dude, I got to go out here and figure this out every day. And there's
Mhm.
days where I don't want to, but just like you in the laps, I have drilled within myself this idea that you have to keep going forward no matter what. But people want to quit because it's hard. James, what would you tell to people when they want to quit? Like what advice would you give them when they're in that place, cuz you've been there, I've been there.
Mhm.
And it's like it's really easy to say don't give up, but I don't think that really helps that much for people who are at their
Sure.
just at their lowest.
Mhm. I would say the same thing I tell my kids. I was like, it's life is hard. I know you want to give up, but just continue. Just keep going just a little bit longer. Whether you say, okay, I'm going to give this another day, I'm going to give it another week, I'm going to give it another month. Just set a deadline and just keep going. And then once you get to that deadline, see if there was any progress. See if things got easier. See if you stuck to your plan. Because at the end of the day, if you could sit there and make a little bit of progress, improve by that 1%, or get a little bit closer to out of the hole or closer to your goal. If you see that little progress, it will motivate you to say, all right, okay, all right, I didn't give up when I could have. And okay, maybe that'll motivate them to keep going. Maybe they'll say, all right, I'll give it another week, I'll give it another month. So it's not that don't give up. I'm just saying, like, just try a little bit longer. Just be patient. Just give it a more, just focus a little bit more and see what happens. I mean, there are times where I sit there as a startup founder and I'm like, you've been working on this project for 2 years? Like, whoa, that's a long time. Like, I'm like, what's your, how far have you gotten? What's the progress been and things like that. If the metrics aren't there, I'm like, it's probably time to pivot or try something else. It's not always saying you need to go in that straight path and keep going. There's going to be times where you got to make a left turn and then go straight again. Like, it's just a matter of being patient and then figuring out, all right, maybe I should try something different. Maybe I need to maybe find an alternative to get to the same point. It's not always just one line. There's definitely different ways to get to the same destination.